Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another video, and in today's video I'm going to interview Peter Estes on becoming a web developer. So welcome, Peter. Welcome.
Well, thank you very much, Telmo. It's awesome to be here, brother. I love your channel, and it's exciting to be here and talking with you.
Yeah, so Peter, thank you so much, first of all, for accepting my invites to be in here. And like I said before, guys, this is a series of becoming a web developer. So
Yeah.
I'm taking a subscriber like Peter in here, and he's gonna share with us his own experience on how he's finding out to becoming a web developer, what is his struggles and his story, and all of these kind of things. So yeah, Peter, maybe right now you could tell us a little bit about yourself, like how did you find out about coding and what you are doing at the moment or before? Yeah, just tell us a little bit about this.
Sure, man. I'm happy to do it. Well, it was about a little over 3 months ago. I was driving around and I heard about this little robot that you could buy to start learning to code. And I've got a daughter who's 15, and we're always thinking about, like, what will she do, you know, when she grows up? What's her career going to be? So it's like a bell dinged right then. And I'm like, hey, that might be a cool thing to get for her, to be able to just kind of start coding. Dude, I had never, I do a lot of work on computers, but I had never done any coding ever, you know? And then it was like, all of a sudden, I started thinking about that for her. And then I started thinking, well, dude, that's like my thing. I would love to do that. And so one thing kind of led to another. And then next thing you know, I found Free Code Camp, and I started on January 13th, 2018. I first did like Hello World, you know, and it was all still kind of to help my daughter to kind of get on the road as well. I said, well, I'll just go through it too and see what happens, you know, whatever it can be. I'll kind of test the waters, you know. And next thing you know, I'm like, dude, I love doing this, you know, and it was just really exciting. And I'm like, dude, it really said Hello World on the screen, you know. And so one thing led to another, and then I started doing a couple courses. I'll show them to you real quick, because I wanted to kind of show you what I'm learning right now. I'm doing this one course called a Smarter Way to Learn JavaScript. Okay. It's very cool, dude. It's available on Amazon, either as Kindle or a paperback, but it's also got an online section of like exercises that you can do. Wow. And so for each chapter, you are like reinforcing all the info so you don't forget it. That was my big problem with Free Code Camp. It was like I would understand a thing, and then I would start doing it, and I would be able to do it, but then I'd realize, dude, I just forgot like half of what I just learned last week. You know what I mean? And it was I wasn't having it reinforced. So this was there's another YouTube channel that's called what's her thing called, Real Tough Candy. Yeah. And she's another YouTuber who does coding, and she had made a video about exactly where I stopped at Free Code Camp. There was a video about that problem. She made a video about that problem and how to, you know, solve that problem. And then in that video, she was talking about this book, if that makes sense. Right. So I was stuck, and she kind of like came to my rescue with a video and was talking about this book. And so I got into that, and so it's been awesome. This was like 2 months now. I was working 2 months hard on this book. I mean, waking up at like 4 a.m, going hard, learning this probably about 6 to 10 hours a day, every stinking day for 2 months. Wow. And beating my head against a brick wall. But I did finish it about 2 weeks ago. And wow. I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful to have all that knowledge in my head. It's like you can't take it away from me now, you know. Yeah. And it was an uphill climb a lot of times, you know, but that's okay. What did I think it was going to be? Of course, it's tough. But that was just a really great way that I learned it, and so it was. Now whether my daughter is going to ever actually start coding or not, we'll see, you know. but it was just like all of a sudden I was in it. And now I'm like about halfway done with my becoming a junior web developer, you know. Wow. Just kind of out of the blue. I really wasn't looking for this at all, you know.
So it was. Well, one thing that I wanted to ask is, like, what or are you in like some kind of situation like similar to mine, that for example, most of my subscribers probably know about a little bit of my story, that I was before doing this, I was just like working at a coffee shop. I was making sandwiches, waking up
Right.
at 3 in the morning to start at 5, and just a really physical work that I was just really just hating. And I was just like trying to have a look for a way out of this kind of life,
A
and
way out.
try to look for something that I would really enjoy. So is it something like similar with you, or how does coding fits in there?
Right. Well, I'll tell you, I think that pretty much everybody who finds YouTube videos about coding is looking to make some change, a big change in their life for whatever reason. You know, it's not like you just go, oh, well, I'm just going to start learning about coding for no reason at all. You
Right.
know, and for me, it was, I just did kind of happen into it, but then I started looking into it, and I'm like, you know, I really also am about needing to start making a change. I have a landscaping business. I live in South Carolina, in Charleston, South Carolina, and I'm a professional artist, and I'm also a landscaper, which means I just basically mow a lot of really rich people's lawns and take care of their bushes and stuff. So I do about half and half. The art does awesome some months, kill it, and then some months it's just like nothing, and you are starting to really see that
Yeah.
bank account go down, you know. And so between those two, we do fine. My family and I, you know, we do fine. My wife's a nurse, and so you know, we make it. But I am trying to transfer and kind of transition out of the landscaping thing into something else. I'm getting kind of older now. You know, I've been doing this for like 10 years, and
How old are you, by the way?
I am 51 years old.
Yeah, so this is something really great, actually, Peter, that you are mentioning this,
Yeah.
because me for example, I'm 31 now, and
Mhm.
I started when I was 29
Right.
coding. And for example, in my first job, I had colleagues in there starting out with 55 years old.
Awesome.
And this is something that I'm really so glad that we are touching about this, about the age, because there is so many people out there that they are, oh my God, I'm afraid that I'm too old for
Right.
anything, that I'm going to start this out. If we are going to see, guys, most of the time is just like we are going to be working, like we are still like physically, mentally good to be working in whatever until our 70s, 70 somethings, let's say.
Right. Right.
If you're
70
gonna
something.
see, if you're gonna see, there's still so many more years in front of your life to do whatever you really want to do.
Right.
So
That's right.
why would you spend the rest of your life like doing something that you don't enjoy?
Right.
The time is now, and we
The
should.
time is now. And I'll tell you, I had some concerns too, Telmo, to be honest with you. You know, when I first found this, that was like one of the first things I looked up on Google, like, am I too old to code? Because frankly, I had no idea how much info it was, you know, no idea at all.
Yeah.
It was just some gray cloud of scary nothingness, you know? And so I'm like, first thing I did was like, am I too old to code? And so then there's actually quite a few videos about that on YouTube, where people are just talking about one girl, Real Tough Candy. I know that you know about her. She's another YouTube channel that does coding videos. She had a great video of like, well, am I too fat to code? And it is the truth. Here's the thing, dude. Coding is tough to learn. It is hard.
Yeah.
I never say it's easy. If anybody's telling you it's just easy, they either are some kind of weird genius or are trying to like sell you something.
Mm-hmm.
Because it is hard. It's long and it's hard, but it is doable. That's the thing. I mean, that's what I want to really let everybody know. It is doable. You do not have to be like a genius at math. Mm-hmm. You do not have to be like super extra brilliant. You do not have to be 20 years old, you know.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I have been studying now for about 3 months, and I am about halfway there as far as being able to start applying for junior web development position. Right. And it's, you know, will there be problems? Yes, you know, am I like some old dude? Well, I'll tell you what, at 51, I don't feel old. Honestly, my
Yeah.
brain's working just fine, and I've got a lot of life experience on a lot of younger people who haven't had to overcome as many obstacles as I have, and learn how to deal with life and so forth. So,
And
you have some sides of it that are kind of scary, but then on the other side, you're like, dude, I'm gonna kick this thing's butt.
Exactly. And this is like really something that is so true, because I think you are like only old when you are just like not learning anything, or you're not doing anything in life. And it's so much better. I've been in this situation where I had colleagues, for example, in previous jobs or something, that they can be, for example, 21 or 22, but they are not socially likable. I mean, they don't connect well with people. For example, you try to ask them a question and they just like, oh, I don't know, or they don't care. They are not like socially likable people. And there is people with 50, 55, like I had other colleagues, like I mentioned, who are really brilliant people. They are learning all the time. They are really sociable. You can approach them like really easily. You can have good conversations with them. They are also learning. And it's also about what's in your soul, what's inside of you. It's not about like the actual putting a number like in someone. Oh, this person is 50 years old, so it doesn't know, or whatever. It doesn't work like this.
Yeah, it doesn't work like that at all. And to be honest with you, when you are 22, you look at somebody who's 51 or hear that number 51 and you think, dude, come on, that dude's old. But truth is that when you get here, it's like about like that. I was 21 about 4 seconds ago, and all of a sudden you are middle-aged like I am, I guess, and I'm not embarrassed about that, dude. I've had an awesome life, but the thing is that you just can never get to the point where you're going like, well, I don't know. I think I'm too old to do it. It's okay to have realistic concerns about, would I be able to get hired at this age? That's a realistic concern. But can I actually learn it? Well, dude, you can learn anything you want to learn. I mean, really, you can learn it as long as you got the motivation to do it. Whatever. I mean, I started painting, when was that? About 5 years ago. Within about a year, I was a completely professional artist who was at galleries and doing big shows with a lot of snobby people, and getting into every show I applied to, and so, but it's like, you can't ever say, I'm too blah, blah, blah to do this thing. Yeah. Whatever the blah, blah, blah thing is, I'm too socially inept, I'm too stupid, I'm too fat, I'm too skinny, I'm too dumb, I'm too, I'm too white to do whatever whatever it is that you can think of, dude, get over it and get on it. Yeah. I mean, really, this life's too short
completely. I completely agree with you. Yeah. So getting back a little bit to the point, like when you were starting to learn to code, web development, and everything. So what kind of like learning resources did you find out? You talked about already, like about Free Code Camp, about that book. Learn what's the name again, so you can show.
A smarter way to learn.
I'm gonna check that book actually.
Yeah, it's awesome.
What kind of other resources are you like using to learn and everything? So you can just like share with everyone. For example, this book is a good thing because I'm gonna check it out. So probably other people are gonna check it out as well.
Well, this one is available on Amazon and it's cheap too. It's the whole thing with this one. It's like you get both things. You get the book and the computer courses, the exercises. It's all just one price, and it's about like, I don't know, here in America, for the Kindle version, it's like $9 or 12 or whatever, and or the paperback versions. Like I started with this one with the Kindle version, but then as I was getting towards the end, I'm like, well, I'll just show you real quick. This is like all my notes from it. Yeah, I just have notes after notes after notes.
Oh, wow.
Just in whole huge sections of this where I'm trying to remember and trying to have a resource for later on so I can go back and find it. When I go, okay, well, I want to be able to manipulate you know, whatever, some kind of child node in the DOM or whatever it ends up being. I want to be able to go find it again, you know, and without having to like, I got my little notes over there. So the reason that I'm saying that is with this, it is awesome, but I'm always talking about on my YouTube channel for learning coding is it's important to have multiple teachers, because one person teaches this way, and it's such a huge marathon of learning that sometimes somebody can be really good at teaching, for instance, HTML and getting it through to you, but then, you know, their idea of CSS is, it just doesn't click.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Exactly.
And so even one teacher, they can be awesome at certain sections of it and maybe not so good at other sections of it. And so what I do is I went through this. Like I said, I did a free code camp up to a certain point. I'll probably go back and continue on free code camp a little bit too, but I will tell everybody about the most awesome resource that I have. And I actually just finished a video about it for my channel. It's called the guy's name is Colt Steele, and it's on Udemy, and it's the Web Development Boot Camp. Web developer boot camp.
I hear about these guys so much, but I never checked his course. But everybody says that it's amazing.
I'm telling you, it is. There are some people who just are gifted at teaching. And Telma, honestly, I want to pay you a compliment, because I do watch a lot of your tutorials as well, and you and he have a similar gift of being able to understand that the student doesn't know this information, and has empathy and sympathy for that person, and wants to not make them feel like an idiot for not knowing it, but wants to be able to honestly help them to understand it. And it really is a gift for somebody to be able to understand that being a teacher doesn't mean knowing the info. It means being able to show the other people the info, you know, and being able to do it in a way where the other person doesn't feel like an idiot. You know, even though, you know, there's a difference between being dumb and being uneducated. And so Colt Steele, dude, he will take you from absolute zero to full stack development. You're still using JavaScript in the back end, but nonetheless, you're able to create, you go through and you build a lot of different applications.
What's the name of the course? Because I'm going to check it out, by the way.
Yeah, I've got it pulled up over here, and I'll see. Let me see if I can, real quickly. I don't know if we can share screens. Can we share screens on
possibly.
Here? I don't want to take like too long to do it. I don't see it just immediately, so I'm not going to bother. I'll just tell you real quick. It's on Udemy, and it's called the Web Developer Boot Camp.
Okay. The
Web Developer Boot Camp, and with Udemy, they're always pretending like all their courses cost like $103,000, but today only it's like 4 cents or whatever, you know. And so this one, I got it for like $18 or whatever, the best $18 I ever spent in my life. And it's a long course. You go through and you build a lot of different smaller applications, and then you end up with doing something that's very similar to Yelp. It's like a Yelp clone kind of thing that you'll be able to have for your portfolio. And so, dude, I cannot tell you how exciting it is to go through that course, because you really feel like, man, I'm getting there, you know. And you have little stepping stones to show somebody else. I made this one game where you have to kind of guess the different colors on the RGB scale, red, green, blue scale. So there's a lot of automation in it, and there's a lot of logic behind it. And, you know, it's fantastic to be able to show somebody else, you know, where you're like, dude, I did this thing and I'm at this level, you know.
So it's good really to hear about this. So this actually kind of takes us to our next question, which is like, what's your like main difficulties at the moment? What are you struggling the most now? And like what does it feel a mystery to you?
Right, a mystery. Well, I'll tell you. For me, I'm confident in HTML and CSS. You know, do I know everything about CSS? Yeah, I don't, but I do know that I would be able to look it up and be able to do virtually anything. Do I know it all in like that? I don't. but I do know how to make a static website, blah, blah, blah. You know, I can do it, and I could, if I want to have this type of animation, I know I can go look it up and I can get it done. You know, so I'm
Exactly.
comfortable with it. And I'm comfortable with a lot of JavaScript, but JavaScript is just such a huge, huge beast to conquer. You know, it really is. And so right now I'm always, whenever there's like doing like callbacks and using, and again, like if this sounds insane, it's because I don't understand it yet, but it'll be like a callback and you're using that as a parameter in a function kind of thing, where it's just kind of like the snake chasing its tail, and you don't really know like where did that really come from, and how does it know to use that in the as an argument in a you know, it's that kind of thing where I'm still going like, sometimes I get it for a millisecond and then it goes away, you know, and so it's that kind of thing, but that's okay, you know. It's like, I will get there. And what I want to tell everybody is like, when you get stuck on something like that, I've been stuck on plenty of things, and I see a progress of like, I can just keep using it even though I don't understand it yet. And eventually something will happen where you'll go, oh, okay, he did it like that there, and it'll be like, okay, I could use it like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and
exactly.
there'll be like a little moment, and you just can't give up. You just can't give up, because here's the thing: there will be 10,000 reasons to quit.
Yeah.
There's every day there's 10,000 reasons to quit, because it is complicated, and it's like your brain is just so tired. You know, it's been I feel like I've been beat up and beat down and everything else, and my brain is like, thank you for this, you know, really.
So all these things that you have been working on, and you have this Code Steel course, and you have this JavaScript book and everything. Have you started already like trying to build your own portfolio, or you still don't feel like you are ready for it, or what kind of stage you are at the moment, or you still feel like you need to learn a little bit more?
I would say right now I'm to the point where I did last week start kind of diving into GitHub a little bit, because what you're always focusing on is getting to the point where you can show what you know to get hired. I mean, I'm not like learning this just for my fun, you know, I'm learning it so I land an awesome job. I mean, that's really it. And so I'm always thinking, okay, I need to do X to continue down that road, you know. And so it's one of the main reasons that I've got my YouTube channel. I love being able to help people understand how to learn coding, but I also know that I'm going to be able to go, okay, you know, employer X, I know this and this and this, and also check out my YouTube channel about coding. It kind of shows my passion for learning and showing my passion to help other people.
I'm gonna put it first thing on the description, so everyone can check your YouTube channel, because I'm really so proud of Peter, because he's one of my subscribers that is actually taking action and doing something like this, like starting his own YouTube channel and share his own experience and his journey about becoming a web developer. So definitely, I'm gonna put first thing is a YouTube channel, so you guys can go there and check it out. Yeah. So this was actually like something that I wanted to ask you as well in one of my questions. Like, what do you want to do like with your YouTube channel? What's like the main point of your YouTube channel?
Well, it really is about two main things. Is about helping people not to quit, because we're all human, and this learning coding is a huge process. And I just am trying to help me of 3 months ago. You know, I try to look back and think, okay, what would I want to know 3 months ago when I first started? Because it's all so like, you don't even know what HTML is. You don't know what CSS, you know, you don't know how it connects together. You don't know what to learn. You don't know, is all of this like real? Can you actually get a job as a self-taught developer? It's so huge. And I just try to go, okay, what would I want to know? And I'm trying to leave a path for people to be able to follow when they start on that, on their journey, and also to just be able to share motivation. I have a lot of motivation videos about just like don't quit, and some of the struggles, this, how to overcome some of your mental struggles with wanting to quit, what to look for in your own journey to go like, oh, I got to watch out for that because that will make me want to quit. That's my main thing, is just don't quit. Yeah. And learning how to learn it, how to learn my resources. Exactly. Also, the awesome thing about my YouTube channel is that the community is already building, and it's like people like to, talk to me about their frustrations. They like to talk to the other people in the comments about their frustrations and resources and so forth. Awesome, dude. And so that's what I'm trying to do. But like I just said a minute ago too, what I'm also trying to do is have it so that an employer, a prospective employer, can go, okay, well, let's see what he's talking about on his videos. Am I doing tutorials yet about JavaScript? I'm not, but I eventually I will be doing that type of thing. And so I'm going to be phasing the channel at different points in my journey, whatever, to kind of match where I'm at that point, so that you can also just kind of follow along. It's kind of a weird thing actually too, because you have to keep looking at where you're at now and go like, okay, this is what I want to say to the people who are coming through, and try to keep it straight in your head. Okay, like I'm here now. And actually my videos are usually about 2 weeks behind because it takes a while to get the videos together, and so it's a funny, like my, like a time travel kind of thing where you're always trying to go, okay, I'm really here, but I gotta look back, and if that makes sense. But so anyway, that's what I'm trying to do.
This is really a good asset, and I'm recommending this to everyone, because if you're going to apply to a job or anything, they can go to your channel, like you are saying. They can see, okay, this guy knows how to code. This guy knows what he's talking about. He's sharing his own journey, his struggles and everything. He's a real person, and he's a real developer, and he loves what he's doing. Right. And this will really set you apart from other developers that they will try to apply for the same job. So
right, that's right. And also, YouTube is awesome, but you could also do a blog. A lot of people do this same type of thing as a blog. I will tell you that doing a YouTube channel is very time consuming. That as well as I do. It is, and that's okay. I don't mind doing. I actually really kind of enjoy doing the videos, but it also helps with your social skills. I'm a lot of people who are coders are a little shy or feel uncomfortable meeting new people and so forth. And so this is an awesome way to not only share your story, but also let people be able to see you in a situation where you're comfortable in. It's when you go and you're like, hey, I'm ready, I'm here for the job interview. It can be a very kind of of course it's stressful, And so if you have like a YouTube channel, you can go like, dude, even before you ever meet anybody, go make sure you check out my YouTube channel to just kind of get to know me a little bit. That way you've already kind of broken the ice. You've broken that like barrier where they already know you and hopefully like you. Hopefully you're not like some mean-spirited guy who's doing a YouTube channel. I mean, but it's a great way for people to just feel connected to you. And here's the thing is, if somebody likes you, they're going to want to work with you, Exactly. And they're going to understand, okay, he's at this level, but and with my YouTube channel, they'll just go, okay, well, he learned this much in this amount of time. They can follow it exactly. Let's look 3 months back. Let's look 2 months back or whatever. You can see where I'm at and how fast I'm learning things. And it's an awesome way for an employer to be able to gauge how fast you learn, to gauge, are you somebody who they could get along with, or to gauge how, a lot of times, even if they wanted to include you in a situation where they're talking to the client, are you going to be able to function in that kind of situation and be able to express yourself, And so it's just multifaceted bonus after bonus with that
Yeah,
YouTube channel,
multiple bonus,
Yeah,
multiple bonuses.
and you get to meet all kinds of. I mean, that's how I met you, dude.
Yeah.
And I love. That's what I love about YouTube is you can. We were talking about that a little bit earlier. Is like you can like reach into the TV screen and like actually meet the people. That's like, and your brain's like, is that real to be able to do that? And it's just awesome. I love YouTube, man. I love YouTube. I love one thing I do see happening over the last 10 years is that a lot of walls are being broken down as far as education and social interactions, where the internet has just played all this. It's just like bam.
I think it's evolving in a good way. It's evolving in a really good way.
It is. It really is, and especially with education, brother. It's just a matter of time now until it will be the way of education. It's like for people to go to a regular college now, and if you're going to a regular college right now, dude, and you're watching this interview, don't take this the wrong way. I'm just saying, and in a lot of professions, it still is absolutely necessary. But this is a way for the awesome teachers to teach hundreds of thousands of people, if not millions of people. And somebody like yourself, somebody like Colt Steele, who just has a gift for being able to explain things, rather than the grumpy old guy at the university who doesn't get fired no matter what he does, and doesn't care about you. He gets his money whether you pass or not. And there's just a beauty to coding is kind of leading the way in that, I think, in a lot of ways, where you can show that you can do it and you can get hired. And you can learn it all online. You can learn it, all almost for free. And you can show you can show, here's where I'm at, here's what I have to prove it. And I don't need to go and get $50,000 in debt and learn about like medieval basket weaving in the meantime. You know what I mean? There's just so much crap that you have to learn.
There is still so many people out there that they still think that they have to go to a college and get in debt for thousands of dollars or whatever.
Tens of thousands. Tens of thousands.
And they are paying this money like for the rest of their life. It's just crazy. And nowadays you can get like access to so many things in the internet, like you were saying, that is completely free or almost free. I did a video actually talking about these, about like Treehouse and lynda.com, where you are paying, I think is around like $25 or something. And I said about this, for example, if you are going to one of these websites that you're going to pay $25 for a month, imagine that you take a year. It's going to take you like $300, let's say on average.
Right.
$300. If you are investing these $300 in learning in this kind of websites, and then after a year, you're going to get a job as a web developer with a huge salary.
Yeah.
Is it or not a good investment of $300? We are not talking about thousands of dollars like in a regular college, that it does not guarantee you that you're going to get a job. It does not guarantee you, because I know lots of people who get a degree and then they struggle to get a job. So it's not a guarantee nowadays, as many people they can. I was one of them. I know that. I know. I finished my degree as a civil engineer. I did a master's degree. My parents, they spent a lot of money. We spent a lot of money. We need to get graduated and everything. And then in the end, I couldn't get a job. That's why I moved to UK. And this is a really good thing for everybody to know.
It is. And you can do it. That's the beauty about coding, is there are a lot of professions, I mean, where this just doesn't exist yet, but I think in 10 years it will, for nursing, or for my wife's a nurse. And so that's something that I know quite a bit about just by osmosis, And so, but it's like, you can see how this same scenario could easily fit in tons of different auto mechanics, a lot of financial types of things, where all you need to know is this amount of information to be able to function in it. And it's just awesome, brother. And I'm thrilled to have found it. You know, really, I'm just I'm thrilled
Yeah.
for you that you found it as well. It's
Mhm.
like it is right now. I would say it's the way out. I would
Yeah.
say in 10
Yeah.
years it's going to be one of the ways out. But for somebody who just needs to make a big change in their life, dude, coding is awesome, and it's, to be honest with you, it's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun to have your brain on fire about something, and even when you are feeling frustrated and down, it's a emotional roller coaster trying to learn it. One day I'll be like, dude, I'm getting it, I'm getting it, I'm getting it. And then an hour later, I'm like, I will never, ever understand, you know?
Right.
Right. And so, but it's a beautiful thing. And I just am so happy that you and I have both found it. And obviously, probably anybody who's watching this has found it.
Yeah.
And I'm just saying, keep going. I talk about a lot on my channel. Don't make an enemy of your future self by
Exactly.
quitting. You know, you
Exactly.
found this, don't quit. You're in 6 months, you'll go like,
Yeah.
thank you,
You're gonna do
six
it.
months ago, self. You know, thank
Yeah.
you. You're still you
Yeah.
in 6 months from now, you know, and you will have those, whatever those problems are
Hmm.
that made you start trying to find coding,
Hmm.
they're still waiting for you to fall back and quit. Whatever those
Exactly.
problems are, they're just sitting there with a mouth wide open. Come back, you know. And so just don't quit. That's my thing.
That's
Don't
it.
quit.
That's it. So yeah, I think we are getting now to the end of our interview.
Yeah.
I think we have really an awesome content in here for everyone, you know, and for your experience, which is amazing. And if you guys are actually going to check out Peter channel, that I'm going to put the first thing on the link in the description, you're going to see that Peter, he had like a huge experience with art. He was even a rock star. You guys can go and check on his video. So yeah, Peter, I just have like one last question for you. It's just like, what are your goals like for the rest of this year? Like, what's your plans now? Do you still like plan on learning a little bit more? When do you plan like to start to apply for jobs? And yeah, and yeah, just this, and after just like give your advice to people who are starting out.
Sure. Well, I am on course to apply in July. I even made a rhyme about it. Apply in July. That's like my new whole life focus is apply for jobs in July.
Mhm.
Of course, there's unforeseen things about like how fast will I be able to learn. I want to learn some of the back end and so forth, but I'm trying to just finish this Colt Steele's Udemy course, and I'm on target for being able to do all of this by hopefully the end part of June, then get my resume together, get my portfolio together, and just start killing it trying to find a job. And we can do it. If you're watching, you can do it. Get a plan, stick to that plan,
Mhm.
and do not give up. Stick to the plan, get a calendar and write it down. I want to do this by this date. I want to apply in July. And the thing is, you can always kind of steer it a little bit differently if it doesn't, but in your mind you're thinking, I got to get this in, you know.
Yeah.
That's how I do it. And that's how everybody make a plan and stick to it.
Cool, cool. So, just now, any last advice, like to anyone who is starting out, like any advice that you want to give to people, like where they should go and start learning, or any kind of things that you should say, okay, you should do this or that, that is going to help you
Yep.
just speed up.
Yep. My main thing is don't worry too much that you don't understand it. It will come to you. That's my main thing. It will come to you. I've already talked about the main ways that I am learning, and so I'm not going to go back into that, but I will just say, here's the thing I've seen over and over in my learning is when you're stuck, keep going. You may have to kind of skip over a little tiny bit of something and just know that it will come eventually. It will come. Find different teachers that are going to be able to help you understand things in different ways. YouTube is an awesome resource for that. But like I said, this book, awesome. The Colt Steele Web Developer Bootcamp, awesome. And also tons of videos on YouTube can really, there's one guy named George Boole, Boole. He's got a tiny little YouTube channel.
Wow.
helped me understand.
I need to check him out.
I'll tell you, he can also explain things in a way that even I can understand it. When I was having a problem understanding loops, he
So
was able to just
you said George Bull.
Boole. Yeah, George Boole did
All right.
fantastic. And so, but I just want to encourage everyone, keep going, and do not let yourself give up, because you're only making an enemy of your future self, dude. Don't do it.
Exactly.
And Telmo, I want to thank you, brother. I love your channel, and I love, it's been a real fun time just hanging out with you today, and I hope we can do some more stuff in the future. And it's just great to see you commenting on my videos and you commenting on my, and vice versa. I don't know which one I said first. So, but it's great. It's just great to meet people who are positive about coding and going forward. I love it. I love it.
Exactly. Thank you so much, Peter, for everything, for your time, and for sharing all your knowledge, all your experience in here with us. And I think it's really good to see, like, each person, they will have a different path. We all have a different path on how to become a web developer, and it's really good to see, like, how is your progress going on and how you are tackling everything. And yeah, Peter, like I said, thank you so much for coming in here today. Guys, make sure that you go and check out Peter's channel, which is awesome. I'm going to put it first link in the description so you can go and see more about him, what he's about, and what he's working on. I'm planning to do more videos with Peter. We should do some live stream together or something like this.
We'll do it, man. We have a fun time together.
So that's it. Peter, thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys, for watching this video. And Peter, I'll catch you up next time.
All right, brother. Take care. Take care, everybody. God bless. Bye-bye.
Cheers. Bye-bye.